A husband and wife adopt an exotic animal and raise it as if it were their child. As the animal grows in size, his owners are blinded by the danger they are in. Today's story just goes to show that wild animals, well, they're wild for a reason. Retired zookeeper and director Jack Hanna was once quoted as saying, "I had a very famous trainer tell me once, you can usually train a wild animal, but never tame a wild animal, ever. They are always going to be wild, no matter what anybody says." Welcome to The Cellar. It was October 21st, 1995, at the Missouri Chimpanzee Sanctuary in Festus, Missouri. An adult female chimpanzee by the name of Susie had just finished giving birth to a son. Now, chimpanzees typically give birth to one infant at a time. Following birth, the baby chimp will typically cling to its mother's belly for upwards of 6 months before it transitions to riding on its mother's back. From there, a baby chimp will usually ride on its mother's back until it's around 3 to 4 years of age, before slowly being weaned onto its own. Susie the chimp was ecstatic with her new child. Chimpanzees are known to be extremely loving, nurturing parents. The mothers will form strong bonds with their infants and give them round-the-clock attention and care for the first year of life. As Susie cared for her new baby, she had no idea that the staff at Sanctuary had other plans for her son. Pretty soon, her maternal privileges were going to be ripped away from her. At only 3 days old, Susie's child was taken away and sold off to a couple that lived in Stamford, Connecticut. That couple, Jerome and Sandra Herold, would pay the sanctuary $50,000 to obtain the baby chimp. Following the purchase, the Herolds would soon name the chimp Travis. This name came about from the Herolds' love of the country music star Travis Tritt. Travis would grow up living inside the home alongside Jerome and Sandra. He had been taken away from his mother at such a young age, not knowing anything about his chimpanzee roots. He would be raised amongst humans like he himself was one. From all reports, Travis was very intelligent and listened attentively to the Herolds. He took directions well, and one of the Herolds' neighbors would even be quoted as saying that Travis listened better than my own nephews. To put it as simply as can be stated, the Herolds raised Travis like he was their son. He did chores around the house, he dressed himself, he even ate meals right alongside Jerome and Sandra. The Herolds also owned their own towing company at the time, and Travis would ride alongside them in the truck. He would even go shopping with them. From most of the reporting I can gather, Travis was pretty well behaved early on in his life. The family the Herolds had crafted with Travis had many happy years. But those happy years would not last. In 2000, the Herolds' only human daughter would tragically die in a car accident. This took its toll on Jerome, Sandra, and Travis. Sadly, things would only get worse for the family, as Jerome would soon end up being diagnosed with cancer. Following a valiant battle against the unyielding disease, Jerome would end up passing away around 2004. Sandra Herold was devastated. Not only had she lost her daughter, but only a few years later, her husband as well. Sandra was subsequently engulfed by a deep depression. Not knowing where life was taking her next, all her attention soon turned to her last family member, Travis. Left alone, Sandra would start spending more and more time with Travis right by her side. They already ate meals together, but now Sandra was sleeping alongside Travis and bathing alongside Travis. To say that Sandra spoiled Travis would probably be an understatement. Now, in some reports, I have seen that people point to the deaths of Jerome and the Herold's daughter as being the catalyst for Travis's future erratic behavior, but in actuality, the first glimpse into Travis's unpredictable nature was reported in 2003, before Jerome had passed away. It was October of 2003, and Travis was riding in the car. Now, it's unclear if he was riding with Sandra, Jerome, or both of them, but that's neither here nor there. From my research, I found that either a drink or some trash was thrown in the direction of the Herold's car. From all reports, the trash or drink would end up getting in the open window near Travis. This would ultimately startle Travis, who immediately reacted. Travis unbuckled his seatbelt and climbed out of the still-moving vehicle. He would begin to chase after the person who had thrown the items. Now, chimpanzees can reach upwards of 25 miles per hour or 40 kilometers per hour when running. Luckily, the man was able to evade and get away from Travis before anything bad could transpire, but this would not be the end of the situation. The police would show up on scene, and efforts were made to get Travis back into the car. On numerous occasions, he would climb back in and then climb right back out the other side. He would proceed to playfully chase the cops around, and this would go on for numerous hours, holding up traffic in the process. Eventually, Travis would be contained, and the incident would end without anything violent transpiring, but this incident would lead to Connecticut passing a new law. This law would make it so that you needed to apply and obtain a permit to own a monkey of any kind that weighs over 50 pounds. This law passed in 2009, but was never enforced onto the Herold family. That now brings us to February 16th of 2009, some 6 years after the incident we just discussed. Now, I've seen some differing in reports, so I'm going to try and piece exactly what happened together as best as humanly possible. Before we fully dive in, I want to introduce Charla Nash. Charla was a friend of the Herolds, someone they had known for more than 30 years. Charla was also very familiar with Travis. In fact, she had been there when the Herolds brought him home, and she had been involved in Travis's life ever since the beginning. Now, on February 16th of 2009, Travis would proceed to grab Sandra's car keys. He then ran out of the house with them and would not bring them back, no matter how much Sandra tried to get Travis to return them and get into the house. From some reports, Charla was already at the Herold's house, while in other reports it said that Sandra, now frustrated, called Charla to see if she would come over and help with Travis. Either way, Charla would end up at the Herold's residence. In an effort to help Sandra get Travis inside the house, Charla would grab one of Travis's favorite toys, his Tickle Me Elmo doll. Charla would step outside the residence with the toy in an attempt to get Travis to see the item. The thought being that he would give up on the car keys and simply head inside in order to get his hands on his favorite toy. What ultimately transpired would change Charla and Sandra's lives forever. Travis would lay eyes on the Tickle Me Elmo doll, and it set him into a rage. I want to add that Charla had just recently changed her hairstyle and potentially her hair color, so it is believed that Travis may have mistook Charla for a stranger that was now stealing his favorite toy from his house. Once Travis was set off, there was no stopping what was about to commence. Travis would attack Charla, all 200 pounds of chimpanzee strength bearing down on her. To put this into further context, chimpanzee muscles exceed human muscle in maximum dynamic force and power output by 1.35 times. Neither Charla nor Sandra together stood a chance against the animal. Travis would get his hands on Charla, and he threw her to the ground, lashing out at her hands and face. Sandra was horrified at what was transpiring, but she knew she had to do something, and she tried to react quickly. She grabbed a nearby shovel and hit Travis in the back of the head. But instead of hurting him, he only got angrier, his anger still being taken out on the helpless Charla, who was in a bloody heap on the ground. Sandra would then grab a knife, and she plunged the knife square into Travis's back. This didn't even slow Travis down. His fit of rage only intensified as he literally pulled Charla apart, piece by piece. At this point, Sandra didn't know what else to do, so she grabbed her phone and urgently called 911. I will now play that 911 operator recording for you all.
Stand for 911, where's your emergency?
This is Sandy. 231 Rockwood Road.
What's the problem?
Send the police.
What's the problem there?
The chimp killed my friend.
What's the problem with your friend?
Oh, please.
What's the problem with your friend? I need to know.
Send the police up with a gun.
Who has a gun?
Please, hurry up! He's killing my girlfriend!
What is the problem?
He's killing my friend!
Who's killing your friend?
My chimpanzee!
Oh, your chimpanzee is killing your friend.
Yes. He ripped her apart! Hurry up!
With a gun.
Hurry up, please!
There's someone on the way.
with guns. Please, you shoot him.
What is the monkey doing? Tell me what the monkey's...
He ripped her face off.
He ripped her face off?
He's trying to attack me. Please,
Okay,
hurry.
I need you to calm down a little bit. They're on the way. Can you put yourself away? I don't want the monkey attacking you.
Please, hurry up. Listen to me.
They're on the way, ma'am.
Guns. They gotta shoot him, please. Please, hurry.
You're there with your friend. I need you to help your friend. Can you go help your
I
friend?
can't. He tried to attack me now.
Is he still there with your friend?
Yes.
Okay, so then back off. Then don't get any closer, okay? They're already on the way.
Please.
If the monkey moves away from your friend, let me know, okay? So we can try to help your friend.
No, I can't. She's dead. She's dead.
Why are you saying that she's dead?
She's dead. He ripped her apart.
He ripped what apart? Her face?
Everything.
He ripped her apart?
Listen, I think I'm gonna pass out.
No, just breathe, okay? I'm going to stay with you on the phone until they get there.
Listen, please hurry. Please hurry. Oh my God. They gotta have their guns out. They gotta have their guns out. Listen to me. Oh my God.
Is this your monkey or whose monkey
Yes.
is it? It's your monkey.
No, it's mine.
How do you know how big is he? How many pounds?
200 pounds.
400?
200.
200 pounds?
Listen to me, please. Where are they?
And he's a chimp, correct?
Yes. Where are they?
They're going your way. They're going as fast as they can your way, okay?
Please go faster. Please, Dirk. Please.
Is the monkey still by your friend, or can you get close to your friend?
He's eating her. Please. God, oh, please.
Okay, I need you to calm down for me. I know it's hard, okay? I know it's hard. But they're going as fast as they can your way, okay?
Oh, my God. Please, hurry. They tell them they got to shoot him because I tried stabbing him and he's not, and it made him worse.
Okay, Sandra.
Have them shoot him.
They will. Sandra, I already have the fire department close by, okay? So as soon as the police gets there, the fire department's going to move in, okay? The fire department can't move in yet, but as soon as the police officers show up...
Please tell them. Shoot him because he's going to try to attack me now.
Just breathe, Sandra.
Shoot him! Shoot him!
Sandra, stay in your car.
Shoot him!
Sandra, I need you to stay in your car.
Shoot him, please! I tried stabbing him, and he's hurt now, too. So he's going to attack anybody. I can't get out of this car.
Lock your doors on your car and stay there with me.
It don't matter. He will rip the doors wide
Sandra,
open.
just do what I'm telling you to. Stay in the car. The police officers will handle it.
Please tell him to shoot him. Please tell him to kill him, please.
They did, Sandra. They're shooting at him already, okay?
But he's not dead.
I know. They will continue until he's dead, okay? I just need you to stay on the phone with me and breathe.
He's not dead. He's not dead. He's not dead. Oh, God.
You can hear in the phone call the enraged shrieks coming from Travis as he continues to decimate Charla. Sandra on the phone makes it very clear that the only way to stop Travis is to have officers shoot him on sight. Sandra would later state in an interview that the moment she plunged the knife into Travis's back, it was like she had stuck the knife in herself. For so many years, Travis had been like a child to Sandra. At the time of the incident, he was all she had left of her family. The emotional trauma she endured must have been unfathomable, but it was nothing in light of what Charla was and would ultimately endure throughout the vicious attack. Police would soon arrive on scene, with officers staying in their vehicles as Travis came over to see what they were doing in his driveway. Travis would attempt to get into one of the police's cruisers, but when he couldn't, he angrily broke off the car's side mirror. Travis then went around the car until he found a door that would open for him. As the door opened, Officer Frank Schifari was left having to defend himself. He would open fire, shooting Travis multiple times in the chest. Travis would immediately stop the attack. He stood there for a brief moment before making his way back into the house. He would then stumble over to his cage, where he would collapse and die from the gunshot wounds. With Travis now down, paramedics were finally able to make their way to Charla Nash. She would be rushed to the hospital, where she would undergo numerous intensive surgeries. Following the brutal attack, Charla was left with almost every bone in her face broken. Travis had torn away her eyelids, nose, jaw, lips, and the majority of her scalp. He had also removed one of her hands, and only one finger was left on the other. Doctors would do all they could to try and save Charla's eyesight, but the damage was too extreme. Charla was left completely blind in the wake of all that had transpired. Following her initial surgeries, Charla was soon given the opportunity to sign up for an experimental face and hand transplant surgery. The procedure would end up being a partial success, but after some time, her body rejected the hands and they had to be removed. After Travis's death, the police would soon begin their investigation. A toxicology report would come back showing that Travis had Xanax in his system at the time of the attack. Some reports say that Sandra had initially stated that she did not give Travis Xanax, but later on, she would admit to giving Travis tea that was laced with the Xanax in order to calm him down. What many people probably don't realize is that Xanax can have some negative side effects, those being aggression, hallucinations, and mania. It is believed that a combination of the drug's side effects, along with him not recognizing Charla and thinking she was a stranger stealing his toy, is what led to the fit of rage. In March of 2009, after surviving the gruesome attack, Charla Nash would file a $50 million lawsuit against Sandra Herold. But before the lawsuit could be resolved, in May of 2010, Sandra would die from an aortic aneurysm. It wouldn't be until 2012 that a resolution would end up transpiring in the legal matters, as a judge would rule that the Herold's estate would have to pay out $3.4 million in real estate, $331,000 in cash, $140,000 in machinery and equipment, and $44,000 in vehicles to Charla Nash. Now, I personally don't believe anyone should ever be able to own a wild exotic animal like Travis. For me, the Herolds made a grave mistake in purchasing and raising the Chimp like he was a child. Wild animals are just that. They are wild. No matter how domesticated we think we may have them, situations like this crop up all over the world. But putting that aside, I do feel horrible for Sandra Herold. Losing her daughter, her husband, and going through what she did with Travis and Charla, it had to have taken a major toll on her prior to her death. I just hope that in telling this story, people recognize and learn a lesson when it pertains to animals like Travis, whether it be a chimpanzee, a tiger, or a wolf, or any other wild creatures. They can be dangerous and unpredictable. At the end of the day, Travis was still a chimpanzee. I feel horrible for Charla Nash and everything that she endured, but Travis also suffered at the end of the day. He was a wild chimp that was taken away from his mother at only 3 days old. I can't help but think that his life would have been so much better if he had just been left to live with his mother within the sanctuary. As always, my thoughts go out to Charla Nash, the Herolds, Travis, and all those affected by what transpired on February 16th, 2009. A big thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in to another episode. If you enjoy the content that I make here on the channel, then please hit the like and subscribe button. YouTube seems to be suppressing my channel as of late, so a simple like and comment would go a long way in helping the algorithm push my video. Also, you can check the description box below and find a link to my merch store and a link to my membership tier for the channel. For only $2.99 a month, you can help support my channel further, and you get some cool perks to go with it. One of those perks is having your name listed here in the end of each of my videos. So thank you to all my Cellar Dweller members. Also, if you'd like to submit a real-life scary story of any kind, please do so using the email that I have linked in the description box below. As always, I do all the research, writing, recording, and editing for the channel myself, so anything that you do to help support the channel is greatly appreciated. And until next time, I will see you all again as we head back into the cellar.